Warning: the gel blaster toy shown in this video could be mistaken for a real firearm. Do not take gel blasters into public spaces or it will likely be treated as real by authorities. Gel blasters are classified as toys in Queensland regulations, however this may be different in your state or territory. Be sure to check your local laws before buying or ordering a gel blaster. Also, ensure you use adequate eye protection whenever using gel blasters. Stay safe, everyone. So welcome back into the studio, boys and girls. Just going to do another quick gel blaster review for you. This time the Alpha King or Creative Pyramid AK105. There are three different versions of this. AK105 is the shortest long barrel. AK74M I believe is the mid one, and the AK74MS I believe is the longest barreled version. It's basically just the length of the barrel that changes. Other than that, they are pretty much all the same, except for a minor bit up the front. But yeah, so I got the shorter barrel version because I prefer that over the real long barrel ones. I have one of those already and I'm not really interested in getting another one. So sorry for the delay on the videos. I'm going to jump straight into this because I've got a bit to cover. So as usual, starting up the close end. Now, something to note about this, it does feel nice, has a nice bit of weight to it. I have had some disappointment with the front end of this, where the actual top handguard section here where the battery goes, deciding that it's no longer going to fit in there, as well as this little pin here coming out just in there. Should be able to see that sort of, there you go, where that hole is. That's meant to be a pin that holds this whole front end on. That fell out at some point on me and I've never been able to get it right again. Now I'm trying to find a replacement front handguard which has rails and everything so I can use the zoom camera properly, but that is something that has been disappointing for me. The other issue I have had with this was the last time I went to use it, it wasn't firing properly. It turns out the barrel had actually just come out of the T-piece when it was sitting at home with nothing really happening to it. So that was unusual, just take note of that. However, it does feel pretty nice other than that. I wish they spent as much time on the externals as they did on the internals. The gearbox in this seems awesome, but we'll move on. On the front end, you do, if you have a look just in there, you do get an alloy barrel as standard with this one, full length alloy barrel, and the outer barrel as well as metal. I believe it also has a couple of little stabilizer rubber O-rings there just to keep that inner barrel solid, which is awesome. Normally there is a big threaded section that threads into here, adapter, so you can then put a flash hider over the muzzle. However, mine has fallen off and I haven't been able to get it before I could do this review, so that was just my problem. Moving further along, you do get a plastic molded handguard. In the top section of the handguard is where your battery goes. There is a small mini Tamiya connector that it comes with standard, similar to some of the other stuff, more in the airsoft world. Now this top section here, normally it clips in like so, and then goes in the back. Sorry, it's a bit of a pain to do one-handed. Like so, it would sit in like that. The problem is with mine, I tried to modify it to make the battery that it comes with actually fit, and as a result it now won't sit in at all. So something has gone wrong there. I don't recommend modifying it to make the battery fit. I'm going to end up replacing this whole front handguard with something that I can find, so that way it avoids that problem. Especially when you look at the battery, it is one of the, I believe it's Bosy Lipo black ones, just like that. It is a 7.4 volt, but it is still a nice battery. It is actually, doesn't actually fit in properly without really jamming it, and I didn't want to pierce the casing, so that's what's happened there. Normally speaking, you would take a small pin out from here, and that would allow the whole top end to lift up on the back and then pull out. The other problem I have with this front section where the battery goes is it looks like it's one piece. It's not. It's three pieces. I don't understand why they modeled these differently. They could have literally just made this one piece and it would have avoided a lot of issues. This has been a real pain in the butt for me to get back in, but that is just me, and obviously mine has an issue. So as a result of that, and because of that pin falling out, this front section likes to keep coming out on its own. I'm hoping that that's just this one that's happened to. I have seen one or two others out on the CQ Blasters field, and they seem to be going fine without any issues. So I think I might have just got a dodgy one, which is unfortunate, but there it is. If you move back into the main body of the receiver, up the top here you do have the typical back end of the AK iron sights, just there. You do also have your front pillar sight, just there, which those two combined together are meant to be that sight up. As usual, iron sights on these are fairly pointless. Now, the body is mainly of like a solid plastic or a nylon. except for a few components such as like your mag selector, your trigger guard, and a couple other points here and there, which are actually metal, which is nice. Just here, this mock bolt does actually move. It is a blowback feature. However, it's not weighted like the RX, so it should be a little bit more reliable. You don't have to pull it back when you change mags, it just moves around when you go, and sometimes when you're running around you forget that and it smacks you in the finger, so just be mindful of that. A couple of little warning stickers, as you can see just there, all in Chinese, which is very useful for us. This top receiver cover is just a smooth one. Now it does look very similar to the RX, however I tried to fit the RX one on and it's just not quite the right size. So if you do manage to get one fitting on there, let me know, but I do think they are slightly different. Don't imagine it'd be hard to make it work, but I'm quite happy without the rail up the top, so that's just me. On the left hand side you just have a couple of clips here for when you fold the stock. Yep, I'll get to that. However, on the right hand side, I'll try and turn that so you can see a bit clearly. Yeah, that's about the best we're going to get, I think. This is your fire select. Now, that is safe. You cannot pull the trigger back when it's in that position. The first notch down is full auto. And then you can start shooting. The bottom notch, just there, is single shot. And something to note is it is fairly stiff to move the fire selector between those positions, which is nice. It's not likely to just fall out. You do have your typical AK magwell just in the bottom there. Again, I need to get a better light and camera for this, sorry guys. With your T-piece and your mag connections just there. Unlike the J11 mag connections, these ones aren't likely to break when you do just a straight up mag change. You do also have a Creative Pyramid emblem right there. Just trying to show you there. So that is that. Trigger feels nice. You can see the bottom of that gearbox coming in the bottom. Now, your pistol grip, it is good. It feels nice. It is a bit smooth as it is very much plastic, but put some gloves on and you'll be fine. It's not an issue. Moving on to the buttstock, it is a solid buttstock. Again, plastic though, so be mindful of that. It's not wood like some people would like. I believe you can get wood versions for it, but I'm not really that bothered. What I do like about this buttstock though, it can fold and stays latched in like so, which is really nice when you want something that's small and compact for say CQB battles, that sort of thing, so you can just run around, use it like an SMG. Does have the little button just there on the side, right there. Push that in, it'll release, locks back in, and you're now ready to go. So I do like that stock. It feels fairly light. It is just solid plastic on the back here, so it's not very comfortable, but for the most part, it's all pretty good. Now, like I mentioned with the battery, I'll just quickly show you that. It does connect into there. It is a 7.4 volt battery like I've already mentioned. So just plug that in, can sometimes be a pain. Turn it on and there is that blowback I was talking about. So yeah, a little bit of wank factor, that's about it. Doesn't actually serve a purpose like on the RX AK where you actually have to pull it back. So yeah, now the magazine is definitely plastic. It is very plastic, in fact. It's surprising because this feels a lot more solid than the mag does, but I imagine this was just a cheaper option. It is quite large though, as it is an AK mag. The one you get with it will come with this warning sticker. Any spares you get separate don't have that. Be mindful of that. To fill it up, similar to some of the more recent ones, you open up this back door here by going like so, and that hole just there is almost perfect for a speed loader to go straight into, and there's plenty of give on those wires, so you're not really likely to damage those when you open it. There is a little catch just in there to stop the gels falling out. Sorry about that. The big problem you have with these is that when you go to use them, those mag catchers, when they're standard, they actually stick quite a bit out, and the angle on them is too shallow, so that when you put it in, it doesn't necessarily push all the way back. It can make the mag sit in but not real solid, so that way it wiggles around a bit. I've trimmed all mine right down with a Dremel. I know a lot of people have just cut it off completely, and that way it fits in just fine. So that is annoying, but there is a way around it. Other than that, the mag holds good capacity. It's nice. It's an AK mag, so I do like it. Put it in, same as any AK. Put the front hook in like so, and then just pivot back until that clip goes in. Mag release in the middle, so ambidextrous. And that's it. Good to go. So yeah. Righto, let's do some chrono testing. Rightio, Alpha King CPAK chrono test. Let's see what we can do. Righto. Seems to be sitting up around the 250 to 260 mark, which isn't bad by any stretch, about on par with the J10 AK. Sorry, J10 ACR. Kind of was expecting it to do up more around the 270, 280 mark, but that might be because this one has had a small issue or two here and there. I don't believe so, but maybe. I am also using LGT heavy gels, heavy milky gels as well, just a heads up on that one so you're aware, but it shouldn't make too much of a difference in this regard. So that might be down to the shorter barrel of this version, maybe. It's possible, I don't know. So yeah, that's right. Let's head out and do an accuracy test. Hello, semi-automatic. And full auto. Single fire. And full auto. Empty test. So what do I think of the AK105? I do like the Creative Pyramid AKs. They're a really good performing gearbox. They have really good performance straight out of the box. You know, I do like them. The externals I'm a little let down on, and the magazine thing is kind of annoying, as well as the battery compartment. But they do have good performance, and this gearbox really should never have a problem unless something really weird happens. And because of the way it's built with all metal internals, it should be able to handle an 11 volt battery fine, as you would have seen from the video I did outside. 7.4 volt battery gives you plenty of fire rate, so I definitely don't believe you need an 11 volt unless you just want to go silly. If you want to do that, cool, go for it. So yeah, I do like it. They are a little bit on the expensive side, but I don't think that they are not worth the price. I do think that they are worth the price you're paying. Like I said, just be mindful of the externals if you might have an issue like I did, or the battery compartment being silly. But those are my opinions. If you do buy it, recommended accessories, an extra 2 magazines. With 3 of these magazines, it's going to last you any game you're going to play, unless you're doing an extended milsim or something like that, in which case you're going to want more anyway. They are good for milsim because the magazines hold so many rounds compared to M4 mags, so that is a nice bonus. It's one of the reasons why I actually wanted a decent AK in the long run anyway. I do like the safety, I like the feel of it. It shoots fairly well. Chuck a hop up on it and this thing sings, as you would have seen in some of my previous gameplay. Collapsible stock, best thing ever. I wish they did that with this, but they didn't. So there's a lot of things I wish they did that with that, but they didn't. Yeah, so those are my thoughts. I definitely think it's worth it. Just watch out for those little points here and there, and hopefully you don't have the issues like I did with the barrel popping out and things like that. I haven't heard that being too common, but I don't hear too much sometimes after the first month of the gun blaster coming out. So sorry I didn't get this out to you quicker, but I have a few things going on in the background, which brings me to the next point. I will be looking at doing a channel chat video in the next week or so. So if you have anything you want to ask, chuck it on this video, chuck it on Facebook when I put a post up, or Instagram, wherever, and I'll try and get to it as best I can in that time. It'll also explain what's been going on in my life and the reason why there's been such a delay on videos and things. Yeah, there's been some things obviously happening in the background. So I do apologize for the delays in the videos. I can't see me going super like once a week smashing it as much as I was trying to do that, but I will do my best to at least do once every 2 weeks, whether that be a review or a gameplay. Don't know. Also made the third person camera mount, which you would have seen in the CQ Blasters competitive games. I've got some more footage of that and I'm hoping to get some more the next time I play, which will probably be next week. So let me know what you think of that, because I think the footage looks cool, something different. But definitely keen to hear your thoughts. Keen to hear your thoughts on this blaster. If you'd like to support the channel, you'll find links to PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee down below. All donations to the channel, 100% optional, not going to hide anything behind a paywall, but if you do decide to commit, just be aware, it's all going towards this whole setup, so that way I can keep giving you guys more and better videos. Might actually finally be able to buy a light for the close-in camera. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, don't forget to subscribe and share, and as always, I will catch you next time. That front handguard is really annoying.
She's on the job, but she's staying on Wilshire Boulevard. Old dreams dying hard. He wants you to